Hello, sweet souls. How are you? How are you feeling? How are you doing? How is your heart? How is your soul? How's your body? How are the worries on your mind? How is all of you? That's what I'm hearing to ask. How is all of you? And if you can, take a moment to distinguish between the parts of you, to identify which parts are doing pretty well and which parts need a little support, a little love, a little tenderness. I'm so excited to be here with you on another Sunday resonance update. There's a lot. It's March. We all knew there would be a lot. There's a lot. And yet, I probably will keep this message rather short because I'm hearing one very specific thing to speak about. It's come up all week, and it really doesn't just apply to this coming week, it applies to the whole month. And that message is short. It's allow the new. And I'm going to talk all about it and explain what it means. I'm going to first take a sip of cacao. If you are drinking tea, cacao, something warm and lovely, please feel free to take a sip with me. We're going to do this instead of a breath to separate ourselves from where you were, to settle you into the soul here now. Hello, I'm Maggie. I am a lot of things. I think these days I go by a storyteller and a ritualist. And in ritual, I work specifically with ceremonial cacao, the ancestors, the elements, and various other energies that communicate with me, that sit with me, that speak with me as I ritualize all the parts of my life every day. And I'm also a teacher. I teach individuals in groups and one-on-one how to hear the soul and how to live life guided by the soul. How to remember that you are a soul having a human experience, period. Yes, we are in human bodies. And yes, we are here to experience the physical and the manifestations that we make or that come together around us. And also, there is a tendency to forget that we are soul, that we are just a bit of all souls, that we are love, that we are just one little piece of evidence of all love, of all existence, right? And so I'm a bridge, and a bridge is someone who kind of bridges dimensions, who will hear from other dimensions, who will move forth in other dimensions. And also, I'm super realistic and super practical in that I'm here to manifest in this body. I'm here to make now, right? And yeah, that's how I want to introduce myself today. That's what I'm hearing. So I want to get to the resonance update. And the resonance is what is not said between points, between words, between matter, right? Frequency is when you hold a frequency and I hold a frequency, and those are individual, let's just say, numbers, right? Because frequency can be measured in numbers in this world. Resonance is when we come together and there is an amplification of those numbers or the energy between us. And so I pay particular attention to the resonance. I hear what's not being said. I witness what's not being offered. I hear messages, stories, magic, synchronicities, both as someone experiencing it in this body and also in collaboration with the ancestors. And that is all ancestors, a collective of ancestors that I work with. Simple. You can call it spirit, you can call it guides, you can call it ancestors, you can call it whatever feels good to you. So today, the strongest message that I've been hearing for the last 3 or 4 days has been allow the new because it's meant for you. Period. Allow the new. This month is about being open to all the new. It also carries a frequency of several messages that I've shared over the month of February. And maybe I'll talk about that later. But right now, the invitation is to be open to all the newness that's coming into your life, because it's coming in and it's rushing in. You are being activated. We are being activated. And it feels strong. It feels powerful. It feels like it's not messing around, right? It's not at all messing around. This is the moment to engage with what's meant for you, because all the new is coming in just for you, just for you, just for us, right? It's kind of a beautiful month because everything's going to be flooding at us and we get to choose. We get to choose what resonates and what feels good, what feels aligning to the body that you're in, right? And I have studied so many different modalities, and I know that the astrology of the moment is a little wild and a little chaotic, and there's so many retrogrades and all the things, right? Got it. Let's take those stories and put them over here, because you get to choose. You get to choose how you react in any moment. You get to choose how you embrace the newness that is coming into your life. And it may feel like force. It may feel like you're being forced to embrace the new. It may feel like I'm seeing the Tower card in the tarot, right? It may feel like things are falling apart or falling away. Every time that happens, I know that there is newness coming in. So I can have my emotions and I can feel all sorts of ways about it. And also, I know that's a signal that there's so much newness coming in, so much beauty that is coming in, if I allow it. I'm going to tell you a story that happened this week. And it's about me. Many of my stories are about me, right? But it was a very strong and vulnerable moment for me, even as someone who does a lot to maintain my connection to all that is, right? I was in the middle of an activation, and it was a very strong activation. It's a training that I'm moving through that I am going to eventually infuse into my work at some point. But really, I started it for me because it lit me up. And I moved through an activation, and it was so strong. And it was so forceful. And I know this because I could feel like all my my upper body get really, really tight. And the body didn't want to express. You know, we are here as humans to express what's on our mind, to express what's on our heart, to express our feelings, to feel them, to take them as long as they need to go, as far as they need to go, so that we can integrate them and not let them get stuck in the body, so that they can move or get integrated, right? And I was in the middle of this activation, and I was feeling this tightness, and I was feeling this resistance to breathing and feeling. Like in the moment, it felt so powerful that I didn't want to breathe and I didn't want to feel. I was like holding it all in. And that's the opposite of what I may do in my normal life. But in this activation, it was so sudden and so strong, and like the energy just took me over. And in that moment, I heard, we are not forcing you. We just strongly encourage you to allow, because there's newness on the other side of this. There is not just newness in terms of opportunity that may come toward me, may come toward you, but there is the the next version of me that I get to meet. And I get teary when I say that because, when you apply ritual to your life, to every part of your life, when you make your life feel like ceremony, everything becomes precious, and you bring a lot of presence to every moment. And you remember that in this moment, this is who you are. And 10 minutes later, 1 year later, 1 month later, 4 days later, you may not be that same person. And so I get teary because I was moving through this activation and there were a lot of emotions and there was a lot of holding of the breath. And there was also a lot of like, whoa, we want to allow this because we're going to meet a new version of ourselves over there. When all these opportunities come at us, when all this newness comes at us and we get to decide, we get to choose what we want. We get to choose who we are. Who we are is not stagnant. Like, I know that's what our parents and our parents' parents may have told us. That's just the way I am. It's not the case. Who we are is movable, is always changing, is always shifting, like waves on the water, right? And so I was feeling so much tension in this activation, and yet when I heard her say, "You're not going to be forced, but we strongly encourage you to allow, because guess what's on the other side? Everything new." And I just allowed. I just let it be, right? I stepped through the portal, the pain that was a portal, the momentary pain that is a portal, so that I could come out on the other side and be who I am today, speaking to you, who is very different than the woman who was here a week ago. I say that with love and respect. You are always changing and I am always changing. We do not stay stationary. So allow the new because it's meant for you. Everything that's coming toward you this month is meant for you. And also, when you meet this new version of yourself, hold on, let me have a sip of cacao. When you meet this new version of yourself, and she is bold, he is aggressive, she is ambitious, they are powerful. When you meet this new version of yourself, believe you and allow that new version to remind you to stop doubting yourself. You got to stop doubting yourself. You really do. Outside of you, no one knows what they're doing. And you are guided by something bigger. You are guided by your connection to soul and to all souls. That is huge, right? I'm not going to judge those who are guided by logic alone because they have a purpose too. And that purpose is beautiful as well. But some of us are guided by a blend of all the internal wisdom, by the voice of the mind and its logic, by the pain in the body, by the feelings of the heart, right? By the neutrality of the witness, by the senses and the intuition it provides us. The soul takes all of that in and makes choices from there and moves toward love and leads with love. Leads with love. Leads with love. So stop doubting yourself. When you meet him or her or they, stop doubting yourself. Allow yourself to be at home in the new version of you. Allow yourself to realize that all the newness that is coming to you is because of the frequency you are on now, and that it is there for you. Do not be surprised when the red carpet unfolds. Don't be surprised when you are asked to receive X or receive Y. Just allow it. Be at home in yourself. Be at home in this world. This world, your world, was designed for you, was designed for you to come into your fullest expression. So all the newness that is coming at you, and I know it feels strong and forceful, and you're not going to be forced, right? Just like she said to me, you're not going to be forced, but we encourage you to allow. There is a gift in allowing it all. Already, I've had, since that activation, right before it and right after, so much newness come toward me. New potential friends, new potential connections, new enhanced closeness with the current people that I know, new opportunities, right? I'm actually going to host my first soul journey with cacao and the ancestors in person live in the new lands, on the new lands where I live, not far from where I live, right? And that came in like, I don't know, like 10 hours before this activation. It was wild, 12 hours, something like that. And it was after the activation that I was like, all right, I'm doing this. This is what I'm moving toward this, right? We are ready. All of this that's happening and unfolding is for you. And that's what I was told to come in and tell you today, which may make this transmission shorter, but it is succinct. Like, it is short, right? Allow the new. It's meant for you. Period. And if you want support as you do that, come back here. There'll be more videos, right? And also my next cacao ritual series, which is 3 days of cacao in a row, is happening March 14th, 15th, and 16th on Zoom. You buy your cacao and then you join me, and I'll take you through an elemental initiation with cacao where you will feel, where you will ask and amplify, where you will rewild to what you wish to call in this lifetime. And you will trust that it is there for you. It is there for you, right? And also, my first live in-person soul journey with cacao and the ancestors is happening later this month in Austin, Texas. And I will share more details about that probably in next week's transmission or the next transmission that I do. Just remember, like, allow the new. Like, this is the time. This is what you were born for. This moment is what all the pain over the last month or year or several years for some has been about. Believe me, trust me. Allow the new. Allow what's meant for you. And I feel like that's enough for today. I'm listening. No, that's it. Thank you so much for being here, and I will be back again very, very soon.